Screaming out loud for what I want. See me running full speed at it. Shattering collide, calling post-traumatic. Now it's do or die. Coming up down, tiny fractures. Coming up down, tiny fractures. See me running full speed at it. Coming up down, tiny fractures. Post-traumatic. Tiny fractures. Feeling frenzies in my brain. I'm hopeful every day. Gotta get it while we are still young enough to break. We're finally not afraid. Maybe there's hunger in my blood. Screaming out loud for what I want. See me running full speed at it. Shattering collide.
What's going on, guys? It's your host T-Dub110 back here for another qualifying session at Hoonigan Hill. It's the first one for the Sunday sessions at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let me turn down my music real quick so I can even hear my own thoughts. Real quick, Forza Horizon Drift League is presented by Trifecta Drift Team. Do you meet the trifecta? Speed, proximity, style. Also by Plantronics Gaming. Sponsored by 110 Customs. We don't just give 100% effort, we give you 110. Also sponsored by Figurative Tuning. You need a drift tune that just needs a little bit of tweaking or just a whole new drift tune in general. Go to Figurative Tuning, they'll help you figure it out. Also sponsored by HKS Performance, bringing style of drifting since 2002. Also by Team 5 Zygon, Forza Daily Skids on Instagram, and Strictly Sideways. So we're supposed to have 2 drivers in here. I'm still waiting to get one in here, but we do have one, and that is AJ Soups All Over You, one of the new members of Trifecta Drift Team in the Prospect program. Then we're supposed to have Mopar Anthony 24 from No Proximity, but he is still yet to join. But in the booth with me for this session is TrentFigure as always. What's going on, Trent? You there, buddy?
What's up?
There you go.
I have my mic muted.
Rip.
I'm trying to... Well, I didn't have it muted that whole time. I just got back to my computer, but I was in the middle of a drift, and I thought I had muted it, but...
Alright, well, so that way it gives time for our staff to get in place to block traffic into this session. Since we did not have a session start up already, I'll invite them first, or I'll invite everybody first. And then AJ just park up by the top block car once we get it all set up. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and, like I said, invite everybody to the session real quick. Not wanting to work, there it goes. Alright, so then we're going to fast travel up to Hoonigan Hill. Just got to turn all these off and keep festival sites on. So if Active Drifter and Terpskis want to do block traffics for this session, Trent, do you want to do the course preview or you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Alright, so I appreciate the offer, Metro, but we do got enough people in here to help block traffic and all that kind of good stuff. So real quick, let me go park my 240 at the acceleration zone since Trent's going to cover the course preview. Alright, let me turn down my speaker. Alright, so go in follow cam, aka drone mode, and once Trent gets up here, we'll go ahead and go through the course preview. So again, just waiting for.
Slow game is slow.
it's having some trouble loading in, huh?
Just having to get in the right car.
There's AJ running the Dodge Dart like he's supposed to. Excuse me. Alright, looks like Trent's up here. Alright, take it away, Trent.
Alright, so here's the starting point here in between these two markers on the side of the road. If those get taken out, we'll back up and go off of that tree on the right. But from the start, the lead is in the left, chase is on the right. You go, you do a 40 roll up to the car here on the left, which is T-Dub's car right now, or these flags, or the beginning of the drift zone if the flags get destroyed, which is when your screen will flash and display the drift zone thing. Then you will accelerate up until the initiation point, which is this tree or these set of flags here. Bring it down to an outside zone, to inside clip, to an outside touch and go, to an inside clip, to an outside touch and go, to an inside clip, to an outside touch and go, to about a midline, transition back around through this chicane here with an inside clip and an inside clip, basically looking for that fall line path through, to a midline again, to a big decel, to an outside zone all the way around the hairpin, holding that angle out until the end of the drift zone. Now we are going off of the white lines for all the zones and outsides of the course, and I did forget a decel zone, although there is this massive one right before that hairpin, as you do need to scrub a ton of speed. There's also a decel zone right here before the chicane, so you can scrub some speed to get some more angle and just allow yourself to set up properly going through that chicane.
Alright, thank you, Trent. And then now Trent's going to make his way back up to make a full pass so you guys can kind of see what we're looking for and how it's going to be commentated if you are not familiar with our streams or videos. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and pull up to the starting line. He's going to honk when ready, and then he's going to go. Alright, there's the horn, and he's off to a 40 roll. Hits the accel zone, he accelerates, initiates, good angle, just dropping a tire on the outside zone, getting the clip. Just dropping a tire on the outside zone, what it looks like on my screen. Not sure if he got the inside clip. Avoids a traffic card, not sure why one came up, but going through the course very clean. Here he goes through the outside zone, dropping 2 tires, and now he dropped 3 on my screen, which would result in a 0, but since this is just the demo run, that is okay.
Yeah. Active drifter, if you are in drone mode, we're going to need you to stay by your car so no traffic cars get by.
Yes. So I would hover around the final corner if I was you, active.
Yeah, that was my bad on that. That was my bad on that outer zone there. I came in a bit funky, but that just shows what kind of thing is going on there. Like, it can be, that's been a very tough point in our course with all the qualifiers. I haven't been so confident coming into that last corner there.
Right, and also I don't know if any of you guys watched qualifying yesterday, but on that final hairpin, during open practices, people were nailing it all day long and all night long. Since it was the first time we did 2 open practices a day, and then qualifying comes, and so far we've only had 4 drivers hit that outside hairpin correctly, Trent.
Yeah, it's been a very difficult, area for a lot of drivers. Kind of spooking them up is what it seems like. Definitely a difficult part, as you did see that I probably did drop 3 tires, and so it's kind of easy to get off there. So, especially with us going off the line, so there's that. You think there's this large margin that you have when you actually are like more off course than you should be.
Right, and anything can literally happen, because if you guys go back to I believe it was the 10 p.m. session, and watch Rotary from DDS's run, he had a phenomenal run, Trent, up until the final corner, and it just came in too hot and dropped all 4 tires on both runs. Probably a run that could have gave him the #1 qualifier.
Yeah, he was looking very strong with both of them, and that's all it takes is too many tires off.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get moving on. Enough talking about yesterday. We got to move on to today. So, Trent, or AJ, please pull up to the starting line at that white marker on your left. All right, when ready, buddy, honk, and then you may go for your first qualifying run. All right, there's his horn, and he's off in that dart. I think it's the first classic muscle car we've seen in this qualifying. Good initiation. Getting the outside zone very well, only dropping a tire on the inside clip, getting the touch and go, getting the clip, getting the touch and go, possibly close enough for that clip, got the final touch and go. Here he goes through the chicane, good angle, but goes off course, nearly spins, so he drops all 4 tires. It's going to result in a 0. He had a great run going there, Trent.
Yeah, very solid run. Looking up until that chicane there, when looks just threw it in a bit too hard and too much angle, and that sends you off course right there.
Yep. And AJ, I don't know if you watched any of the runs from yesterday, but you can go up the hill by the finish line, the small one, but do not climb up the mountain. Just come back up the road. Or you already went up the mountain. Okay. But the reason we ask that is in case you hit a tree or something, you get stuck, we don't have to sit there and wait for you to try to climb the hill. All right. So, when ready, AJ, honk for your final qualifying run. All right, there's his horn. Hopefully you can pull it together this next run. And he's off. He initiates. Good initiation yet again. Getting that zone. Just driving a tire on the inside clip again. Rides the line on the touch and go. Misses that inside clip. Getting the touch and go. Getting the clip. Getting the touch and go. Much better run so far. Just dropping 1 tire that time. 1 tire there on the second clip. Here he comes. Just dropping a tire on the outside zone, then went back inside, and then drops another tire just before the finish. All right, thank you, AJ, for running. All right, so now it's just going to be the waiting game for Mopar Anthony from No Proximity. If any of you viewers know him, please try to get in contact with him. He has till 30 minutes of streaming, so that means he's got 17 minutes to respond saying he needs a time change or to show up and run his runs. So I will try contacting him now once again. All right, so let's see here. Says last seen 5 hours ago, but it sent him an invite to the party and the game, and then I'll also send him a message once. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, my girlfriend needed help with something, but Guys, we are back. What's that, Trent? Ah. Alright, well, we are back, guys. Still nothing from Mopar Anthony. He's down to 6 minutes. But I am covering some messages because there are some drivers with some questions that were supposed to run yesterday. 1 second, if you missed. I thought we were scheduled before the 30-minute mark after it started. Results as a DQ. Alright, so we have a driver. Trent, I don't know if your audio is included, but so we had a driver that was supposed to run yesterday. It's Filthy Priest from DDS. He said, well, first he said invite to game. I said I'm running qualifying right now, and then he said, yeah, I thought I was running. I got told to join the next round as I missed out on the last one. And I said, no, since you missed your run, you signed up for without rescheduling. 30-minute mark after it started, it results as a DQ. So I don't know who told him that, but I'm going to ask him. Hold on.
I mean, honestly, all this is laid out in the rule book, so.
Right. I just want to make sure it wasn't a member of our staff that told him to run today since he missed yesterday.
Yeah.
So, like I said, guys, still nothing from Mopar Anthony from No Proximity. He's down to 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes. He's down to 4 minutes. Excuse me. So hopefully I hear back from him soon to at least change his time because it's gonna take somebody a few minutes to get into the session, and I don't think he'd make it at this point. I mean, it's just frustrating, Trent, that we have to wait this long just to find out the driver's still not showing up, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, we did see this course throw a lot of trouble towards drivers' ways yesterday, but overall it was still a pretty good day. I mean, you weren't here for most of it, but it was overall a pretty good day yesterday. Like I said earlier, there was only about 3 or 4 drivers that nailed the final corner on this course. So let's see here. He's down to 3 minutes. Just counting it down. Again, if you guys know Mopar Anthony 24V from No Proximity, I do suggest you let him know he needs to message me and says he needs to reschedule, or he needs to get in here now to run his runs. He's down to 2 minutes. But so while we got time, just want to say thank you to AJ Soups All Over You for running. Pretty decent run. Also, our next session isn't for another 2.5 hours from now. So if you guys want to go ahead and set your timers for 2.5 hours, that will be our next one. Or the better thing to do is to follow us here on Twitch, and you will get notified every time that we go live as long as you turn on your notifications. But at that time, it will be Awakened Savage 77 from DDS. So it'll be pretty interesting to see that those DDS guys always come in to compete and do very well. We've seen quite a few struggle yesterday, almost everybody. Like me and Trent were saying at the beginning of the stream, we had Rotary who had a run going. If you guys want to go back and watch it, it was a 10 p.m. qualifying session. He had a run that probably would have gave him the #1 qualifier until he entered that final corner. Just came in too hot, dropped all 4 tires first run, goes back up, comes in with an even better run than his first one, so hands down would have been the #1 qualifier. Had good speed, had good angle, and then just came in again too hot into the final corner and dropped all 4 tires, resulting in a 0 again. And if you do go watch it, he pulls off the mountain, just drives straight off the mountain, just in frustration. And I do understand his frustration. But here in about probably less than a minute, Mopar Anthony will be officially disqualified if he does not send me a message. So, which means he probably will be disqualified. And there's the 30-minute mark. So, Mopar Anthony from No Proximity is officially disqualified, which means there will be no proximity drivers in this event at all. So, the next session, like I said, is in 2.5 hours. Set your timers or follow us here on Twitch to get notified when we go live. From me and TrentFigure, as always, keep it slideways.